Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today Chinu Patel is like a Kmart radio. He don't play. This guy has sent me a ton of information, as he usually does, but this guy, if anybody deserves some freaking acknowledgement in this digital asset space and the XRP community, this guy. And by the way, he is the Financial News Network bureau chief of the planet of the Digital Asset Investor channel, and that cannot be taken lightly. The first thing he sent me was this today, and that is, my dad's calling me. I'm not going to answer it because I've been having trouble. Every time I pick up the phone, I've been having trouble trying to get that microphone to be heard by you guys through my mic that I talk in. But don't worry, we're going to work all this out. I've got people working on it right now, people that are actually helping me. Okay, the first thing Chinu sent me was this, from Wall Street Dropout, which I don't recognize and I don't follow. I'm going to give Wall Street Dropout a follow. More millennials own Bitcoin than Disney, Netflix, Microsoft, and Berkshire Hathaway. I thought this was pretty interesting. He says this is a pretty crazy statistic. Yes, it is. And this right here should really illustrate to all of you out there what's coming. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Now remember, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is really one of the only ways that people in the traditional markets can get into Bitcoin without actually physically buying a Bitcoin to put on a ledger or buying one through a Binance or whatever. It's really the only way to access it. But this number, with so little ways to access digital assets right now, the fact that number is as high as it is should tell you all you need to know. Also from Chinu Patel, this is pretty darn interesting too. Now I keep seeing all this about Starbucks through Bakkt they're gonna use Bitcoin for payments and all this, and we cover things all the time. And we all know in the XRP community that Bitcoin's way, way, way too slow for that ever to happen unless they use the XRP Ledger to make it happen. 192,138 Bitcoin was sent across the XRP Ledger in the last hour. I don't think that's by coincidence. I think the plan all along has been to use something like the XRP Ledger to move the Bitcoin, because you can't move it fast enough if you just send Bitcoin. It won't work for payments like that. Rhythm Trader, if Bitcoin is a get-rich-quick scheme, then fiat is a get-poor-slow scheme. You're talking about making a good point. I told you last night I went and got my Christmas tree, and when I went to get my Christmas tree, the price from last year to this year had gone up at least 15 or 20%, and my wife had told me there was a Christmas tree shortage, but I don't believe that's really what it is. The prices on everything have gone up. I remember back in, say, the 90s, I remember buying a steak was no big deal. But if you want to buy a steak now, you don't go to people's houses and eat a steak usually now. Do you realize that? Most people don't have you over and have steak because steak has gotten so expensive. But back in the 90s, it wasn't any big deal. And as I've said 1,000 times on this channel, the idea that the price of a movie ticket when I'm a kid is $2.50 and now it's $25 is a lie. The concept of inflation being a good thing and being the natural order of things is a lie from the governments of the world who want to control the money and do what they will with the money to keep themselves wealthy. It is a bold-faced lie, and this shows you there's a big problem when our money is worth this in 1920 and now has the purchasing power of this. It has been sold to this world, and it is not true. True finance would involve you having dollars that stay worth $1, okay? A stable coin that is a stable coin. or better yet, an XRP that's deflationary and has 100 billion of which there will never be more. That is honest finance. Now, XRP Crypto, the Bank of International Settlements said the cost of cross-border payments are going down and central banks are exploring ways to make further improvements. Digital innovations have reduced remittance costs and enhanced inclusion. I bet Ripple and XRP have so much to do with this. Well, don't you think they do? I mean, come on, folks. Come on. Those of you that have been here for a while, are we all starting to piece this together? I don't care what the price says. We're watching history unfold right before our eyes. And the fact that you had to go through the pains of the actual prices and all puts you in a really rarefied air is what I would call that. This is from Mike Preston, who's the official Marine to the Digital Asset Investor channel. And Mike Preston sent me this. They were bringing back up the XRP security lawsuit. This is CoinDesk. Even if XRP were a security, the investors suing Ripple brought their case far too late for it to proceed. The company said in a new filing. Now, also, you'll remember in these filings, there was another thing, and this is kind of what I've said from the beginning, as I recall on this topic, is that the people suing, they have a real issue when it comes to what's called standing to sue, because for two reasons, and Ripple makes the point in this article, and here's the article right here. The first reason is that they're suing Ripple, but Ripple did not sell the person the XRP. They bought the XRP from someone else, like on an exchange or something. And the other problem, as I recall, is that XRP was created by OpenCoin. Ripple is a totally different entity. And now this is just my recollection of how this all unfolded. Those are just two basic problems that should have this thrown out right on its face, should have this thrown out of court by any judge who's really looking at it in any kind of, because really the issue is the issue that should make this go away anyway is just the idea that they're suing the wrong company, and I think they were making the point in here that Ripple didn't even sell the guy the XRP, so it's all kind of BS from that perspective. And that's before you ever even get to the security issue. And so they're basically saying, even if it was a security, these people can't be suing us. They're suing someone who did not sell them XRP. And what the point I made is XRP was created by OpenCoin. So suing Ripple does not solve anything. Okay. And then back to Chinu Patel as a reminder that he sent this. And this was a crypto wizard tweet. And I just thought this was said pretty well. I cannot believe this is still going on. The agenda to suppress XRP is insane. But those who know the potential understand that riding through this wave will pay the greatest of rewards. And that's exactly right. And I've made this point before. If you did not have to go, if you were not willing to, and I think C3 Nick said this a long time ago, if you're not willing to go through these 95% downturns and the FUD that's around XRP and the scary news articles, oh, is it going to be called a security? If you weren't willing to go through those things, this is all about risk and reward. If you weren't willing to go through those things, then you don't deserve to take part in the 1,000 plus percent returns. This is a game that requires big boy pants, and that's why I told people a long time ago that they have to put their big boy pants on, because this is a big boy game or a big girl game. This is not a little boy, little girl game. It requires a strong stomach and a high risk threshold, and that's why anybody that you see when the market is having a down day and they're all crying the blues and getting all upset, they need to reevaluate where they are and what kind of an investor that they are, because this is a big boy game. It's the kind of big boy game where you have to be willing to watch your investment go down in a day, 20%. I've seen it happen. I've been a part of it. You have to be willing to look at that and say, no, I understand what I'm in. I understand what this new asset class represents. I understand what I'm a part of with Ripple and XRP. You have to have that understanding, and you have to be able to intelligently and emotionally accept those things. All right, enough of that. Ripple did some tweets yesterday. This is one of them. Learn how Spring partner Forte, this is the gaming platform, is harnessing the power of blockchain technology to unlock new economic and creative opportunities for players and game developers. And this is an article I'm not going into, but it's on Ripple's website if you want to go check it out, Ripple Insights. Michelle Vandenberg sent me this. This is a great tweet from King Solomon, who's a definite follow, at XRP_Al. Delaying regulatory clarity is no coincidence. CBDCs, mergers and acquisitions, partnerships, strategic alliances, adoption rails. The big financial institutions are finalizing their positions on the chessboard. Governments are doing the same. And also the wealthy and institutions have been parking their money to get ready for what they know is coming. Clarity only comes when all pieces are in place. Good stuff. All right, XRP, you amaze me. I like this. Let me make sure I'm following. XRP, you amaze me. Guess who's been spreading the XRP gospel again? Another PC shop visited today. Every PC, they're all fair game for me. Loaded up fiat leak on every device possible, just like a flywheel. One store at a time. Ripple, XRP, the standard. I'm giving XRP, you amaze me, a title whether they like it or not. I'm going to call you the official. Let me read your tweet here. Let me make sure what the appropriate title would be, and then you can either put it in your Twitter thing or not. He is the. I'm going to make XRP, you amaze me. You're the official XRP spreader that is just like a flywheel of the digital asset investor channel. And I'm going to use your thing here as a thumbnail. I'm going to pause that and grab that for a thumbnail for this channel. You now have a title, and I'm going to put XRP on top of that PC too. Good work. And for those of you that don't understand what he's doing, he's going into PC shops. You could go into Best Buy and do this, or Walmart. On all the PCs, he's putting fiatleak.com on the screen so that everybody in there can walk through and see what is XRP. Good stuff. You know, what this reminds me of is the Howard Stern show. For those of you that listen to the Howard Stern show, I'm a big fan of the Howard Stern show. For those of you that listened a long time ago, they call Howard Stern's producer Baba Booey, and that became a big joke. So what they did is the fans of the Howard Stern show, they went around for whatever reason they chose golf, because golf is such a quiet sport. So when people were teeing off on the golf course on a televised golf event, the fans of the Howard Stern show, right after the guy swings right after he does his drive off the tee, you'll hear somebody in the audience go, "Baba Booey!" And so this is what that reminds me of. This is one of those movements that comes up from the ground. So you now have your marching orders. Go out and put fiatleak.com on all of the computers around the world. So it is. And then from XRP Darren, Cigar Sarbai, central banks, Facebook, Libra, and Ripple not trying to replace fiat but supplement fiat. And you can go and check out XRP Darren's Patreon page. And one more thought before I forget, I want to go back to this. Make sure when you pull up Fiat Leak that you pull up XRP on Fiat Leak, so that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the X go out to all the different where the volume is. Okay, moving along. Jonathan D at XRP_YD7 sent me this from Cabo Labs. Cabo Labs is starting to get real active, by the way. Stake.us has joined Cava with 3 million Cava staked. Stake.us is a large venture-backed validator who focuses on serving institutional clients, and then it gives the ones that and here's Stacked.us. I went to their website. Compound your crypto. Staked helps institutional investors reliably and securely compound their crypto by 5% to 100% annually through staking and lending. And they're showing some of the interest that they pay and the yields. X lighting the way. Kelly Loeffler's jumping in quickly. This should be a good thing for the space. Warren Davidson tweeted this out. Next week, Let me click on his tweet. Next week, House Financial Services will mark up crypto bills. Unfortunately, Token Taxonomy Act isn't on the list. Thankfully, Kelly Loeffler, who left back and is now going to be in the Senate, will be in a position to help provide light touch regulatory certainty for digital assets. Do you see how this works, folks? They put her, she's at back, and now all of a sudden she's being appointed as a U.S. senator as we begin to move into this digital asset space and have blockchain become a part of changing the world. Seems like pretty good timing to me. Brian Melancholy XRP at MikeHoncho_11 sent me this from XRP Thor. Let me make sure I follow him. I do not. Now I do. Remittance firm TransferGo plans to move to Ripple solution that uses XRP. The block to the haters who said no one will use XRP. And the block is the haters. These guys have been anti-Ripple and XRP ever since I can remember. And now they're having to put out an article. Remittance firm TransferGo plans to move to Ripple solution that uses XRP. So in your face, block. Craig Heaton, I had to show you this. Craig Heaton, who is the official Manchester City Football Club supporter in the UK of the Digital Asset Investor channel, sent me this. He ordered his Digital Asset Investor t-shirt, and you'll see these designs are awesome. Where he puts his title and it's under the Digital Asset Investor logo, and you can go and get yours. This is from crypto-stickers.com. The Salvo Leon from Twitter is the guy that does this. He's actually set up the official DAI title shirt. He's got a page here. Now, I always remind you, this is not my business. This is his business. I just told him it was fine with me to do. I'm not making any money off this. This guy was kind enough to do a couple of things for me, and I said, sure, sell some t-shirts, make a business out of it, go for it. I'm not a part of the business, but I think that he should do well with this. I think it's cool, and I think it's a great thing. And by the way, before I left you guys, I wanted to mention to you again, on Saturday at 11:30 a.m., I will be doing a live stream from my channel with Mr. B and Brad Combs. And we will be doing a live stream with an announcement. We're actually going to have probably two announcements. One really big announcement and another announcement of something that's coming. I'm the digital asset, and that's 11:30 a.m. Eastern time live stream. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that if they do get a title on the Digital Asset Investor channel, to go to crypto-stickers.com and look up here at the top, where you can click on this and go to the store where all you have to do, I think the way he's got it set up. In fact, let me look. I guess upon checkout, you just give him your title, and he can either put it on a coffee mug or a t-shirt for you. How funny is that? Thank you for listening, and have a good weekend.